music.
Test 1 2 1 2.
Sure hope that works.
All right, they're loading up. Just give me a second here.
You're in Covret, right?
Brograph.
Covret.
Yes.
Covret.
Yeah, it's a little. We can go by Corvette too. We were discussing
No,
that.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that to you. I won't do that to you. Covret.
Corvette.
154. All right, everything's coming up. Millhouse. Everything's coming up. Thrill Ho. Edit. Yep. Edit. Alright, if you want to be able to view... you're in the Slack channel, right?
Yeah.
Okay. In the bat signal, you're about to see it come up. Bat signal channel. If you want to do that, follow along with chat. Yes. Alright, it's coming up. It's on Brograph.tv.
I wish mask to composition feature, you know? Like, for example, you create a mask on a layer, and if you move that layer around, you know, like normally it moves the mask around. I wish there was a lock mask to layer or to composition.
Indeed, I agree.
I should tell them.
Pedantic. Yeah, I'm sure they'll listen.
Watch, as soon as we start recording, AT&T's gonna go back on.
Probably.
I would not complain about that.
I mean, really, all you have to do is switch over and you should be fine. I switch internet with Skype on all the time. So.
Yes, but I'd have to, like, undo my tape.
Oh, I guess we'll just stick with this then if it comes back.
Alright, you said there's a bat signal?
Yeah, the bat signal channel, it should be out now, so you should see it. Or if you want to go to Brograph.tv,
okay.
you can see it there. Alright, everything seems to be running. I think we are good. So, did I send you guys? I did not send you any notes. I should probably do that.
Yep.
I mean, honestly, I really don't need to send you notes, to tell you the truth.
No, you don't.
There's really nothing that you need to have. Okay.
We live.
We are live. We are live.
We have people on the chat.
I don't know. I'm switching over right now. I turned off the music. I'm going to the 3 up. There we go. Ready and waiting for messages.
YouTube chat, is that alright?
Yeah.
Which is cool. Yeah.
Yeah. The YouTube stuff brings into the video, it brings everything in. So you'll be able to see and respond to all the chats from the different platforms.
Oh, cool.
But most people are on YouTube anyway, so.
Dave, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if that happens during the show.
I know, normally I just go, and then it comes back on.
Yeah. Because then it brings attention to it in the audio stream or in the audio version. Yeah, if you're like, are you there? Are you there? Like that all ends up in the show on top of everything later on.
Well, you don't like me saying that?
Well, I don't edit the show, so.
That's true. You don't. Come on.
Okay.
What is going on?
Is everybody rolling?
I think we are rolling.
Yeah, I'm rolling.
Okay. Let me double check now that I'm working. I just switched inputs. play. I did not hear it play back. Rick Bogus says, happy Adobe Max Day, y'all.
Oh, yeah. Are we learning anything new today? Like, is there going to be a R20 Lite?
What are you learning? I'm Wolf
Can
Blitzer.
we do the Creative Cloud dance?
Is there a Creative Cloud dance?
Oh,
That's
you
the
haven't
thing.
seen this? Come on. Oh,
no,
it's amazing.
I haven't.
I'll send you a link to it.
Yes, do it. Do please.
It's more of a song than a dance, I think, but it's surprising nonetheless.
Oh, and by the way, don't post it in the Skype because then it goes over your face and it turns all the things weird. Just a heads up.
Yeah.
See, we got people tuning out of Max to watch us. Isn't that nice?
Aww.
Okay, are you rolling, Matt?
Rolling.
Okay. I am
See or
also
hear
rolling.
anything.
And I'm rolling on the call recorder just in case. That's rolling. That's good. Check, check, check. All right. You ready, Clicky Boy?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, yeah. That's the thing
More.
about your phone, too, is it hears all the clicking.
Oh, it does?
Like, really bad. Yeah.
I should switch out a keyboard if I'm going to be doing stuff. Or, I could just pay attention to the show.
Yeah. The new version of After Effects CC 19 has new scripting engine, breaks tons of scripts and extensions, like you do.
Well, that's boring.
Yeah.
Are we
All right.
finally caught up on R20?
What do you mean?
With all like the plugins and extensions that kind of had to get rewrote a little bit?
I think
Pretty
so.
good.
I don't know.
All right. We're going to do our sync here. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, clap.
Okay.
Okay. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. All right.
Cool.
Okay. The way we're going to start this is I'm going to do the intro-y thing. Matt's going to say...
Coverette,
Coverette.
right?
You got it.
Coverette.
Matt's going to say he's Matt, and with us is Aaron Coverette, and you're going to say hello, and then immediately I'm going to go into the spiel for Brograph, and then as soon as that's over, then we'll get into the week ahead, and that's when we'll start talking. So
Awesome.
if I can get the potato off my face, let's see.
Coverette.
He's got it.
There we go. Had to move around and get the potato off my face. Oh, it's back.
Turn it on and off again.
What potato?
Yeah, you gotta turn it on and off. That's what
Try
happens.
turning it on and off again. Oh, I'm sure that's going to go really well if I do that. I'm sure it won't screw anything up.
Oh boy.
Okay. Check. Okay. Check 1, 2. All right, here we go. What up, bros? Welcome to another Brograph Brocast. I'm Dave.
And I'm Matt. Joining us today is our good friend, Mr. Aaron Coverette.
Hey guys, thanks for having me.
And Brograph is a supplement Brograph.com podcasts and other MoGraph stuff. And on the show, we talk about everything ranging from motion graphics to Cinema 4D, After Effects, plugins, render engines, doing business, doing taxes, being a contractor, or working for the man. And you can email us, brograph@brograph.com. Let us know what you think about the show and give us questions, comments, and other sorts of things to that address. We love hearing from you directly like that. Super cool and personal. Even though I know you're on the Slack, shoot us an email. Ask us a question. Give us a show topic. We really rely on those for the show and to have great topics that suit your needs. And no topic is too noob and no topic is too extreme. If it's super noob, then we'll know about it because we're noob. And if it's too extreme, we'll just pretend we know what we're talking about.
Yeah, we'll just ask Aaron, right?
Right. So how's it going, AA Ron? Do you get a lot of that now?
Oh, you did it. You did it so early too.
Mm-hmm. I was just waiting for it.
That skit, I can equate it to what the room did to the name Mark. That is what that skit did to my name.
Mark.
Yeah, exactly.
Or how about Michael Bolton?
Yeah.
Why should I change my name? He's the one who sucks.
I would just like to apologize to all the visual people watching the YouTube for my stream. Dave, are you able to bring up the picture?
The picture.
The one that I sent you?
Where did you send it?
In Skype.
Oh, good luck with that. No, there's no way I'm getting that now.
So I have...
maybe it can be our show art.
Okay. So AT&T is amazing and got struck by lightning today. Like 5 different counties.
All of DFW.
All across. Yeah. Like you can't call for support or anything. It all just says can't be completed. So
luckily, not on AT&T, but
the good news is since we didn't have internet, I've got it on my phone. So we're doing the Skype call through my phone, and it is taped to my webcam and held on by a giant water bottle that is being the counterweight.
And you're using Skype on the phone because you are tethering. However,
I cannot tether to my computer and use Skype at the same time for some reason.
Because
thanks, Ajit Pajat or whatever your name is.
Right, net neutrality. Right, it's already kicking in. So already AT&T is now blocking Skype on tethering through your phone. That's wonderful. Hashtag winning. And now I hear nothing from you at all.
Yeah.
Of course, as soon as the show starts, nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's probably a headphone problem. Oh, man. This is great. Marker.
When in doubt.
All right, I'm doing a marker. Dang it, I'm going to have to edit the show now. There's always some ridiculous technical issue. All right, I've got a marker on that. Just keep rolling. He probably just has to call back in. I hear you.
No visuals now.
Oh, yeah, I know you can probably hear me, but I can't hear you through my headphones.
Oh, right. I bet you it has something to do with the fact that another device picked up on his headphones on Bluetooth.
You had to bounce out.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you sound super echoey. Not echoey, but tinny. And of course, it switched all of our faces on the live stream, so now all of our color correction is wrong.
All right. Let's see. Show Bluetooth devices. Let me make sure that I'm not connected here. Remove device.
Dude,
maybe that's what happened.
Stick with what you got.
Well, yeah. Oh, cheesy, crazy. Do you want to open the audio hardware?
Just keep... No.
Okay.
Okay. You're still rolling, right?
Still rolling, yes.
Okay.
How do I sound? Still terrible?
You're tinny, but you're good enough for the YouTube stream, and you still have a good sounding podcast on audio. As long as
Sorry,
you're still
folks. Okay. I am still rolling, yes.
All right. I hit a marker, so we're good. All right. So I'm just going to say that's where the edit point was, because it's all AT&T's fault. You can blame AT&T. It's all their fault. Now, here's the problem. Why would you not have a dang lightning rod on top of the building that's in charge of serving all of Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex?
Totally agree.
What's going on? And the problem is you try and call support, and their support lines are down. 611 doesn't even work. It just says, so you can't call support. So what do? You get on Twitter, and everybody on Twitter is like, what's going on? Hey, AT&T, and they're not saying anything. So finally I said, hey, what's going on? Stuff's not working. They're like, thanks for letting us know. It's like, really? Like, no, thanks for letting us know. That's what I'm saying. Like, put up a page or a tweet that says, we realize there's a huge problem in DFW, so that you don't get a million tweets. Yeah. Is that not common sense?
It's stupid. Oh my gosh.
Anyway. So it's going to be a short show.
Dude, I have so much to do.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Like,
ridiculous.
we're leaving for NAB tomorrow.
Mhm.
Aaron is going to be presenting as well.
Yep.
Mhm.
Let me see. I would say let me bring up the list of presenters and stuff, but I have no internet.
No, you're just going to have to Google it for yourself.
I don't
Find
think
out.
there's a Google though. Like I don't
Listed somewhere, isn't it? Certainly it's listed somewhere.
I would think so, yes.
Mhm.
I put it up on Slack the other day, but I don't know where that is.
I'm
I
going to
can't
be
look at
sad to
anything.
leave, man. This weather just blasted in here.
I know.
It's snowing not too far from here, and it went from
Really?
like 80 degrees. Yeah, the Panhandle. It was snowing west of here this morning on the radar.
Jeez.
You guys keep
And-
that there when you come in and visit. You don't want
Dude,
that.
it was 80 degrees yesterday.
Yeah,
Um,
and now it's
and
like
now
a
it's
wind chill
like-
of 30 something.
Yeah. It's amazing.
I think it's
Except
like
it's
high
raining.
80s all week here. Yeah, it's gloomy. It's not raining here, but
I like it. I'm
I'm excited to hit
up
up that Two Bros Pizza place.
oh yeah.
Right? Are
Yeah.
we going to the same hotel?
I have no idea. I hit up
Oh.
Matthias, but I haven't gotten an email yet. I
was-
literally do not know where we are staying.
Just prep yourself for a lot of heartburn if that's the case. That's the only
Yeah.
thing. That place was so good.
Yeah.
But man, I actually didn't eat much pizza this week because like I was like, oh, pizza sounds good, you
Mhm.
know? And I'm like, oh no, I'm not going to do that because I know I'm going to be like eating a slice every night when we're up
Yeah.
there.
Yep.
We
Yeah.
always go back to the hotel. There and
And a Coke.
you know,
Yeah.
this weather and my pumpkin spice latte and my Simpsons
Gross.
Halloween.
Yeah, Simpsons Halloween. I think I'm on episode 13.
We didn't talk about
So-
that last week. That's the tradition
Yeah.
that I started, and now you're doing it now too. And sometimes we watch
Yes.
it together. Is
Mhm.
you watch a Simpsons episode every day that is a Halloween episode during October, and so
So
Whatever
there's
day
what,
of the month it
28
is.
seasons?
Oh,
There's
wow.
28
the
seasons.
30th season is starting like this week or next or something.
Right. So 30 seasons, and they didn't do a Treehouse of Horrors on the first season. So
Right.
you've got 29 episodes. So
But-
you can watch one almost every day.
But last year they did a regular Halloween episode that wasn't a Treehouse of Horror, so that one technically counts.
Okay. But did they also do a Treehouse of Horrors?
Yeah,
Okay, so you have to do
Yeah.
you have to watch two.
because
That's
Treehouse
fine.
of Horrors isn't really the timeline. It's always kind of off
True.
the timeline. So
True.
we're getting Kent is sending the
Yeah.
schedule. I can't see the whole thing in here though.
There's
Yeah, I don't-
There's-
there it is.
well, as far as presenters,
Do you guys want me to say it?
yeah.
Okay.
Will you look it up and just see what the
I found it.
see.
You
I've got it. I
There was
just
a-
searched
there
for
was
it.
a newsletter that went out with it, I think.
The schedule, Perry Horvath, this is Wednesday. Perry Horvath at 11 a.m. Aaron, you're at 12. Matt, you're at 1. I'm at 2. Dr. Sassy, who I know nothing about, but I've heard that name many times. I can't wait to meet Dr. Sassy, is at 3 o'clock. Thursday, Julia Simone is there. Now, I didn't know she was going to be there until just recently. I should pay more
Yeah.
attention.
that's exciting.
And then Perry, Matt, me, and Dr. Sassy again. So,
Yeah.
So, Aaron, are you not on Thursday?
I'm a limited run. All right.
Oh,
hot,
wow.
hot commodity. You guys got to come on,
Yeah, right.
on Wednesday.
Wow. All right.
No, I think there's enough people kind of coming in that I was talking to Matthias, and being that I'm sort of local and full time,
Yeah.
I'll let you guys take the
I
burden
see.
of 2 days.
So you're swapping with Julia. She lives in
Yeah.
New York as well.
yeah, we're
Yeah,
both
she-
full time local, so.
Cool. All right.
That's nice. What are you presenting over?
I'm going to be talking about my process for prop development in cinema. So if you guys see my work at all, a lot of it involves like Substance Painter and like
Yeah.
turntables and stuff. And so what I wanted to talk about was largely how I go about like processing an asset. Most of the time, because I use a lot of third-party stuff, the mesh count and everything is usually like really, really big and heavy. And so
Yeah.
I'll be discussing a lot of like optimization stuff, especially with Octane.
Cool.
to keep that happy and like
Cool.
work with VRAM and all that. So yeah, it'll be fun.
Cool.
Okay.
And man, I'll tell you, I'm actually going to show off because Octane now with Octane 4 has geometry. It's like that just came up like nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So-
great too because with out of core stuff, you you don't really see a hit and still waiting for a stable release for my client stuff. But in the time
pretty
being, even
stable.
using- yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? That's the thing.
Uh,
It's so stable for me, and I see everybody else getting like
Issues.
frustrated.
I think I think there's a special blend of, like, what is it? The CUDA drivers versus the version that you're using and all this other stuff. And if you've got
Mhm.
like just a beautiful blend of it, you're good to go.
Yeah.
But I've seen, like, I know some people are having issues with the X99 and the X299 motherboards. And that's like, I've seen some serious issues with that. But
Interesting.
other than that, it's been, I haven't had any issues.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
Unless you're running, if you're running Redshift and Octane, together, like, not at the same time, but like,
Yeah.
if you're using both of them, you're going to have issues there. Because I've found that a couple of people who use Redshift exclusively are on different CUDA drivers than what's good
Interesting.
for Octane. So of course they're hating on Octane, and Octane users are hating on Redshift because it's all different. Like, you got to be on different, a good, what is it? I don't know, a good mixture of whatever,
Yeah. yeah, it's got to be just the right balance. But
Yeah.
I'm going to be showing off 1 trillion polygons for this little segment
Bold
I'm
statement.
doing.
Cool.
Now it's instance.
I'm
but
going to crash
still,
my computer in front of all these people.
It
Light
was
this on fire.
it was pretty incredible. I just kept going. I was actually working on something last night, and I just kept going and going.
Mhm.
And I was like, okay, well, let's try this many instances and this many instances until I had a tree with 663,000 polygons, and I had cloned it 2 million times.
Wow.
It's
So
ridiculous.
it was over 500,000 polys cloned. 2
Were you
million
using
times.
the multi-instance?
It was multi-instance,
Okay.
not Octane Scatter.
Yeah.
So it was kind of a little experiment. So it's part
Yeah.
of what I'm showing off. So,
How smooth was your viewport?
well, the viewport in point mode wasn't bad. It was
Mhm.
still getting, even in point mode, it was getting a little hokey. It is 2
Mhm.
million points
Mhm.
on a
Yeah.
1060 while it's running everything else. But
Mhm.
Cinema 4D Tutorials SV has a question about the latest update of Redshift. What is HOSEC Sky? Does anybody have an answer?
Man, someone was talking about that on the Redshift channel the other day. I don't know. Where's Liam when you need him?
I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you're
If
asking
you-
3 Octane dudes here, right?
Right. If you
Right.
don't know, tune in on Redshift Live this
Thursday.
week, Thursday at 8 p.m. And he will definitely have an answer for you.
Yes.
Jason says, I crashed a bazillion times this weekend in Octane due to the X99 motherboard driver gate.
Yep. Yeah. That's what I was saying. A lot of people on the
Octane Facebook.
the forum,
Yeah.
are like, "Hey, dude, come on, give us a update on this. We need a fix." So
Yeah, I originally started before I had built the full tower. Like through college, I was actually just on an eGPU setup.
Oh, nice.
With Mac, and you know
Sorry.
that. Yeah, I mean, it was an entry point for me. So it worked, but yeah, I mean, like that exposed a lot of the issues to me in terms of like stability that you'll run into.
yeah,
Especially trying to like install CUDA drivers and NVIDIA stuff on Mac OS is just not fun.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
painful.
So in prepping, this is something we started talking about before the show,
Mhm.
and we kind of stopped because we were like, oh, wait, let's wait until the show.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We don't like to discuss things twice because it's not as good the second time around. So
Yeah.
we were talking about the fact that, like, I've been doing tons of research for my presentation, and I've been taking
Mhm.
lots of copious notes over the last few weeks. And
I have
I've
been doing
slowly
0 of
putting-
that.
Well,
I'm putting it together today. I
Well,
hope
I've
it's
been-
good.
putting the stuff together, and I actually have probably more than I need. Like, so like if I go over or if I want to tweak it, I
Yeah.
have a lot of play in that, and I've been going over it in my head, but I have yet to run through it
Mhm.
like out loud. And in talking about prepping something, to me anyway, 90% of it is just getting everything in order and getting the files where they need to be and just making sure, just going over the different sections and saying, okay, this is what I'm going to do here, and then I'm going to do this. Let me write down this note. I need to have a little note on how many not how many polygons. Well, yeah, how many polygons in a section, but not only that, but like stuff like I don't know, like if I'm doing a MoGraph something or other, and I need to put like this many balls here. X,
oh
Y,
right, you need the
like
thing that everyone does whenever they present, and they're like, I don't know, let's pick a random number, 32.625.
Right.
Oh look, that lined up perfectly.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. So I have a lot of run-throughs to do after the show today, and probably this evening, and probably tomorrow morning, and maybe on the plane if I don't look like a crazy person. And
yeah, dude, that flight is going to be so early.
Oh man, it's wheels up at 6:10.
6:10. Yeah, we get there at like 9:30.
It means getting to the airport at like 4:30 in the morning.
How long is the flight?
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's not long. I don't think. I think no. What time do we get in?
It's probably about 3.5, 4 hours. I don't know when we get in, but man,
let's see. It says we get in at 9:35.
So that's 10:35 our time.
That might be So that'd be 10:35. Okay.
So that's 4 hours. It's a 4-hour flight.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh.
So it's that.
This is my this is actually my first talk, so I think I've been a little bit
over prepared.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. That's the way, I guess.
You know what? And no, it's good. I honestly, it's a good thing to be over prepared for it, because then
definitely.
Then you're ready for whatever questions people throw at you.
Yeah.
Like I've been kind of panicked because I've had so much work to do this past week that like I've been doing the nose man method. Where I'm procrastinating until the last minute, but I've been thinking about it a lot in my head, letting my subconscious handle everything that I want to talk about.
Letting your subconscious keep you up at night and cause lots of stress
it is
and gas.
Awful. I could not get to sleep until like 1:30 in the morning last night, because I finally had to tell myself, like, because I had to finish up some other work yesterday, and I had family coming over, so whatever. So I'm laying in bed and I'm like, okay, I could get up right now, but I would be so tired, because I have to wake up at 6 a.m. in order to get my kid off to school. I said, I finally had to convince myself it will be better if you just go to sleep and you'll work better the next day. And so once I came up with that, it was like, okay, I could finally fall asleep. But I panicked for about an hour before that.
Merlin Man approach. He's really like in your head, just say, okay, what can I do about it right now? Nothing. So go the F to sleep. Yeah. Just go to sleep. So
the thing is, like, so I'm going to be going over, like, I'm going to be, it's going to be very basic, I'm so basic.
Basic.
It's going to be jumping over from After Effects to C4D, and anyone who knows Cinema 4D really well is going to be like, okay, this is baby stuff, but like, that's kind of what I've done the past year or two on this, is show people how easy it is to jump over from After Effects to C4D, and like certain things that you do in After Effects that suck to do that are like super cake in C4D, like cloners, Yeah. In After Effects, you've got like the repeater, which is super cool, but it doesn't work the same way as like a MoGraph cloner does. Yeah. So you actually have to build it the hard way, if you're wanting to recreate something like that. So my big thing was when I was in After Effects. There it is. I'm practicing my talk right now. When I was in After Effects, for the longest time, the biggest thing that I wanted to get into 3D was for text and logos, And so really that's what I'm going to be going over is, how to up your game by just making your text and logos pop better. That's cool. So when your client says, can you make it pop more? There you go. I just made it pop. I made it 3D.
Pop.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a little bit more relaxed atmosphere though in East.
Yes.
It's not a giant booth. It's not streamed on the internet. It's a very intimate group of people, and I think a lot of these people are people who don't even necessarily know what cinema is.
Yeah.
So, you know.
I think that'll change a little bit this year in comparison to last year. You know, I think we'll get a few more people showing up who actually know what cinema is, especially because we've been pushing NAB East and a couple, you know, and Maxon's been pushing it as well. You know, I think you'll get a few more people who actually know the Maxon people and know the Maxon booth. But I think you're still going to have the same thing as last year, where there's just, you know, random people walking by, or people who looked at the schedule ahead of time and see what people were talking about. You know?
I'm going to be talking about things like user data and Espresso near the end of my talk. And I feel like it's not even that complex, but still I feel like watching presentations from SIGGRAPH and NAB and things over the last few years, I think there hasn't been enough emphasis on that, because everybody's trying to get so far into Octane and special effects and all this other stuff. Like, nobody's going back to these basics, or even the basics. Like, what if somebody sits down who has never seen cinema? They're not going to know what we're talking about half the time.
Yeah, it's always amazing to me that, like, how incredibly powerful Espresso is, you know?
Yeah.
And, like, that some people just don't even use it. Ariev, I'm looking at you.
I think in prepping for this talk, I had a section that was going to cover how to use Espresso to, like, make one of the props maybe a little bit more intelligent and, like, have controls that it's flexible in the scene. And I was going to, there's a few, like, assets that I put out on Gumroad that I was going to kind of demo with it. Actually, I think you guys might have talked about it before, the neon sign thing. But ultimately, I was a little nervous about it.
This goes back to the whole, you know, you see these people's work and you don't know who they are, you know, and then you meet in person and you hang out for a while. I didn't realize that was you until like a week or so ago, whenever you put your first little demo reel or whatever up on the Slack.
That's so funny. Yeah, it's funny how that stuff happens. But that was like 3 solid months in Espresso, and I know a lot more now than I even did then. So I'm sure there was some like, repetitive trees happening, but yeah, I mean, like something like that is tempting to talk about. But in the sake of like doing it live in front of an audience, I was a little nervous. So that part got the cut, unfortunately. But
mine isn't going to get too ridiculous, because you don't know really where everybody's level is at. But
of course.
It is kind of a primer for what I'm going to do on Mograph.com, which is going to be more of an in-depth look.
That's great.
But I am going to show, okay, look how easy it is to build your own plugin, basically. You know, if it's something you're going to use a lot. So I'm going to bust out with that light string that I've been working on, and Christmas light, holiday light string.
Are you done with it?
It's pretty close, but I'm not going to
Can we give it away yet?
No, not at all.
No.
Because I have to like finish things up and package it and all that, and I'm trying to get a talk together for NAB East, so that was a little more important.
Can we talk? Is DFWC4D on your list?
Well, we talked about it last week, but yeah,
but like it's official as far as presenters and stuff.
The presenters are official now. If you want to do that.
So got final word and booked everyone. This is going to be an awesome DFWC4D. If you guys can come out, if anyone can come out, you know, I would say make the trek.
November 15th, 7 p.m.
Yes, November 15th, 7 p.m. in Dallas, or in Addison, I guess. We've got Barton Damer speaking. We got Penelope Niederlander speaking. She's coming up from Austin. And we've also got Chad Ashley coming down from Chicago. So
it's a big roster.
It is going to be a killer lineup, and we're going to have a lot of fun.
We need to promote the crap out of that really soon.
I know. We should at least put the page up.
Oh yeah,
like today.
But we got to do the artwork, and in order to do the artwork, you got to get the pictures, and you got to get the sponsors, and you know. So it's something I could work out on the airplane or something.
Yeah,
so,
with the talk as well.
With the talk, yeah. You know, and that's the thing that we do at these things. We just crush it for like 4 days, and then we come home and we're sick for a week.
Well, I had like a 4-day cold this week, so hopefully, hopefully my crud is over already. So hopefully I don't give it to you, but
I've made it. Knock on wood, man. But I've been nervous. There's the plague going around, and I'm like, guys, I've got 2 days. Just wait a little bit.
Yeah. Back when I was in when I was in school, like middle school, high school, you know, anytime like, and I was in little background. I was in show choir, and I was in and
Isn't that what everybody did?
and I was in whatchamacallit? Like I was in theater and stuff like that. And it didn't matter. No matter what happened, every single time I was in a play, I would get sick right before it, and I'd completely lose my voice. I had to sing a solo one time, and I was singing like this the whole time. It sounded awful.
Oh,
it was so bad. Yeah.
Haunt your nightmares now?
No.
Like, you wake up in a cold sweat. It's one of those where, like, it keeps coming back.
Wake up in a cold sweat singing the Mikado.
Oh, by the way, did you check out the live stream this week?
No.
Oh my gosh! So I sat there working on that plugin for 4.5 hours on the stream.
Wow.
Was anyone even there?
Yeah, people were coming in and out here and there. But if I announce that I'm doing an Octane live stream, it means that I'm just going to be sitting there modeling. And if you'd like to stop by, it's not like Liam's streams.
Yeah.
It's not like one of
Liam's
these.
are quite a bit more organized than yours.
Well, and it's not like you and I like doing a show or something. It's like literally, I'm going to sit here, model, and if you want to check it out or ask questions, I'm here, and that's about it. You know, it's kind of like Dead Mouse's streams. He just turns it on, and whatever happens, happens. So I think we're going to go. So we're going from New York straight to LA to the Beeple party. I think if we can work this out, we're going to go up to Otoy and check out Otoy.
Yeah.
That should be.
That's a week. That's crazy.
Dude, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
And then we've got so much work waiting for us when we come back home. It's
yeah.
It's really
We're basically going to be crushing it till the end of the year.
So,
and then I'm going to Disney World.
Some other things from this week I wanted to go over real quick. I just got some like random notes and stuff. Is that I found these things by accident, and it's almost scary how I found these. It was in a Facebook Amazon ad.
You were in a Facebook Amazon ad?
No, this is where I found these things. It was in a Facebook Amazon ad, and I was like scrolling through, and I saw these little HDMI things, and they just are like these HDMI nubs, and I'm like, what is this? And this is a solution to a problem I've been having, which is when you screen share to a headless computer. Have you ever had this issue?
Oh, that's cool.
So when you screen share to a headless computer, the problem you have is like something about OpenGL doesn't work if there's no monitor plugged into it, and the resolution doesn't work right, and it's like the graphics card isn't activated, and so you can't see what you're doing. You can kind of like you could log into Cinema 4D and start a render, but you can't see what's in the viewport.
Yeah.
Okay, I have had that even with like TeamViewer before. I've had stuff
like that. TeamViewer, even Google Remote Desktop, like nothing works, and it's because the graphics card is not basically activated. So the worst example of this is you cannot sign into Dropbox on a remote computer for the first time if you don't have a monitor plugged into the computer. So if you're working headless, if you're installing Dropbox, you can't install it. Yeah. So here's the solution to this, and I bought them because you could buy a 2-pack of them. I bought a 2-pack of these HDMI deals that plug into the back of your graphics card on a headless unit when you don't have it plugged in, and it emulates a monitor so that your graphics card starts working as if it's plugged in. So I'll try and post a link to that so you can check that out.
It's a very niche use case for it. Is that what it's for?
That's exactly what it's for.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Way to go. An Amazon ad totally sold you.
I wonder if they've been listening to me talk. And
they have. Facebook
phone.
listens to everything you say.
Yep. And also Paul Babb just announced today by Maxon, he is now head of worldwide marketing.
Well, did you see the entire post?
I did. Well, I'm looking at the press release. Yeah.
Yeah. So they've basically, man, I can't read it because I don't have internet. They just David, the new CEO, put together a what's it called?
Executive team appointments. It's their new leadership team.
Yes. And so some people are moving on to new positions and others are just adding additional responsibilities. I made sure to check with Paul because I was kind of freaked out when I saw the email this morning that he was getting some new position, but no, it is. I confirmed with him. It is.
Time. He's still
I know,
CEO.
right?
Like
Dude,
what they need
if
to
he
do
ever
is
leaves,
anytime they announce, they need to say,
mass
but
hysteria.
he's also CEO. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dogs and cats living together.
So, anyway,
Yeah, 'cause when was the last big announcement with the headquarters? That was like a few months ago, right?
Yeah, it was with the new CEO for Maxon Germany or whatever, or Maxon Europe, or yeah.
And so now Paul's worldwide.
He's now Mr. Worldwide. He's now
Mr. I don't know the exact terms.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm just gonna call him
head of worldwide marketing. Head of
Okay.
worldwide marketing. I've actually got that email up right now. It's the only one
because it says he introduced Cinema 4D to the North and South American markets, and his strategic planning and expertise are widely credited for making Cinema 4D going from virtually unknown to what it is now. And I
completely agree.
Yeah.
Completely agree. Yeah. Like Paul has been like just at the forefront of pushing this product, and it would not be where it is today without him.
That's
so
really
I
exciting.
think it was an excellent move on Maxon Germany's part.
I think from now on we need to call him Mr. Worldwide. Mr.
That's pretty good.
Worldwide. I've told you before why Pitbull says that at the beginning of every song, right?
No.
So you know when to turn the radio off.
Oh, it's pretty good.
Not bad.
Anyway, so what else? Spreadshift Live. Oh, I wanted to talk about First Man.
Yeah.
Go see that movie immediately.
First Man, is that the Neil Armstrong one?
Mhm.
Yes.
All right.
I haven't seen it yet. I'm excited to though. It's definitely on the list.
No spoilers. Don't tell me if they land or not.
There was some controversy about like showing the American flag or something. I don't know what it was, but yeah.
Yeah, in China they actually show the Chinese flag.
Yeah.
Right. Well, the one thing I did notice in this movie was there is that conspiracy theory that's so ridiculous where they say, well, if he was the first man on the moon, how was there a camera showing him jump off the ladder onto the moon?
Mhm.
It's like it's a giant vehicle and it had a camera on the outside of it.
Yeah.
And so they make a point.
Oh,
of
how
like,
did Curiosity take a picture of itself?
yeah. Have you heard of a selfie stick?
Right.
Like, it's not that hard. So they made a point, I saw in 2 shots, to really emphasize the fact that there was a camera attached in the foreground to something that was showing him get off the lander.
Yeah.
See, Andy says the Van Allen belt. See, that's the big thing. They say you can't pass the Van Allen belt. That's one of the conspiracy theories.
Oh,
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, neither do I.
I'll just say that
Take us down
it-
this rabbit hole with you.
it is the most immersive space movie I have ever seen. It is the best space movie that I feel that I have ever seen. Like, as
All
far
right.
as like experiencing, because there's a lot of POV shots.
I don't
And
know.
so
Better
what they
than
do-
Rocket Man?
I swear to God that there is no shot with a lens any less than 80 millimeters in this movie.
All right.
So and it's done on purpose to make you feel claustrophobic.
That's
Yeah.
the thing with
Because
all those space
everything-
movies, even like Gravity and stuff. You get really claustrophobic watching it.
Yeah. But this is like tenfold.
Billy.
This is a POV shot, right?
Mhm.
A lot of the time, not all the time, but a lot of the time they do POV shots. So you're looking around all the instruments and you just feel how claustrophobic it is. And
Yeah.
and how and it's everything is so compressed and they don't show anything else. Like they don't show wide shots of a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
There's a lot of times you're like, where do all of this on purpose so that you feel like the claustrophobia that he has and you experience this. And there's a lot of moments that are completely silent.
Wow.
Mhm.
And because, you're in space, right? And I'm telling you, like, when they landed, the movie theater you could hear a pin drop for 2 minutes.
That's
And it
the
was
best, though, isn't it? I
weirdest.
love those moments. Like, that's such a good feeling when you're in a theater where, like, the entire audience is just on board with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I could barely contain myself. I've never felt watching something in that moment of silence, like I was gonna like not like bust out in tears or something, but like the giddiness that I felt from that moment was almost as if I were there. Like I almost wanted to like say something. It was so incredible. And like it really is. It's I saw a quote that was talking about, you know, when you watch Saving Private Ryan, you really feel like you really get this idea of what war is. And this is the first movie that really makes you realize how insane it was to be inside of those space capsules.
Yeah.
So it's a definite watch. It's a definite watch in the theater. And if you can find IMAX, which I didn't have, but if you could find IMAX, go for it. Like, I will probably go watch it again.
Yeah.
That's cool. I had a similar experience, completely different subject matter, but the film, it's a little older now, but Whiplash. I don't know if you guys saw that.
I know the name.
Whiplash.
Whiplash. It was a film about like a musician student who's a drummer.
Yes. The drummer with the dude who played
His name's Miles
Spider-Man dude.
Yeah, like Spider-Man.
Tobey Maguire.
No, he didn't play.
No.
He played Spider-Man. He played Jameson or whatever his name is.
Oh yeah.
He just wants pictures of Spider-Man.
Yeah. I'm gonna.
Oh yeah. That guy. He was wasn't he in a sitcom like?
J.K. Simmons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wasn't he the dad in some sitcom like on TGIF or something? I don't know.
It would seem like that, huh?
Miles Teller is the lead actor. It's just a really good film because it's about like a drummer, but the amount of adrenaline I had in that film rivaled that of like Saving Private Ryan and stuff like that. It's crazy. It's a really good film. Oh yeah, Miles Teller. Yeah.
Jason on Slack said, "Can we get a Mr. Worldwide Paul Babb T-shirt?"
Yeah, I know. I was already thinking about that. Man, I wish this would.
Maybe it should be a new Paul Babb 2021.
We would have had that ready. If it weren't so close to. Yeah, can we design it and get it delivered to New York? Before we leave.
We'll have to send it to your house, Aaron, and then you can just get it to us.
Oh no!
Ooh, I don't know if we could get it by Thursday.
I don't think
Bring
so.
it with you. Just print it on the plane.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I'm sure you can find a 1-hour printing shop in
You can
New York.
screen print on Delta, right?
We got yeah. Only in first class though. All right, let's move on to some Ravcock. What's your flavor?
What's your flavor?
And
I feel like that changes every week.
Let's
The way I do that.
just string them all together eventually.
All right.
So let's talk about some Ravcock stuff, some different render engines and such. Let's talk about Octane first of all. Aaron, you use Octane
Yes, I do.
mainly right
Yes.
now, right? So what are your thoughts right now on the whole Octane Redshift thing? What's the dealio?
Okay. Yeah, I don't think the idea of there being a war between the two kind of I'm annoyed with at this point. I feel like most people in the industry probably have a little burnout in regards to that. I've learned
it doesn't need to be a war.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I've come to terms with is just that there's a place for both. And you know, I have a unique perspective with what I do during the day. I'm full time at a company called Stink Studios. And we are primarily like an interactive design company. We do a little bit of everything, but day to day, actually, I don't do that much 3D work. And when I do, it's often very, very fast paced and usually not as deep as some of like the bigger production jobs you'll see. And so because of that, like I've learned that there is a place for Octane, even in the eyes of some maybe Redshift users that are a little bit more critical. The speed and like the look dev process in Octane for me, even having spent a little bit of time in Redshift, is just so easier and more efficient in at least in my experience. So to me, like there's still a place for it, you know. I think the day where lately I've been pushing my jobs a little bit further and getting heavier and exceeding those VRAM capacity issues and stuff like that. And that's maybe where there's been a little bit more temptation to shop around a little bit, just see what else is out there. But ultimately, yeah, I mean, there's, at the end of the day here, like, these are tools, and it kind of, you can see past that, and it comes down to your own skill set more than that.
I feel like if I'm going to get into Redshift, it's probably going to be whenever I finish this little light plugin thing. I feel like I would like to try and,
Yeah, dude, that would be a good experiment.
Yeah.
That would be really good.
Yeah, I'm going to have to renew my seat first, though.
Yeah,
I didn't renew
use mine.
I was like, I haven't used it. Probably didn't get used. Well, no, I used it once.
You used it once.
Yeah, I used it once.
For Redshift, you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. We bought it.
They have like a maintenance license, right? Is that how it works?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, you could use an older version, but you wouldn't be able to use it for R20.
Yeah. Well. Oh, yeah, there you go. Liam says we should do the live streams together, and I could be like Liam's apprentice. He could teach me.
A Learn Squared ordeal?
Oh, yeah.
You could teach me how to do.
I'm Octane.
We're gonna do that whenever I get back in a few weeks. Once we get some of our projects, it'd be cool. Like if around Thanksgiving or maybe the week after Thanksgiving, when it's kind of slow and everybody's kind of getting back to work and worrying so much about the holidays that they forget about everything and lose their minds. That would be a good.
They're all prepping for my birthday because it's the week after Thanksgiving.
Right. Okay.
Is that good or bad that it's kind of sandwiched in between Thanksgiving and Christmas?
It's fine.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not close enough to Christmas where people actually ignore my birthday.
Yeah. I had a summer birthday, and I remember growing up that was always like kind of tough because like when you're in school, especially like elementary school, you don't get to have that like that day at the school. But
everybody, and they're like, "Oh, it's your birthday in the summer, so we're going to put all these people together." Five people that don't.
That's what they do with my kid at my kid's school.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you're all in the summer. Everyone's birthday.
Yeah.
One day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That sucks.
I can't believe this. This has been 2 hours and I still have no internet.
Oh, wow.
2 hours and still no internet.
How many? They probably have, millions of people affected at this point. Millions. Literally millions.
Yeah. All of Dallas.
That sucks.
Their support lines probably aren't swamped, though, from what it sounds like. Since
Yeah.
They're all sitting there
like, well, it's a quiet day today. Meanwhile, there's no internet anywhere, and nobody knows.
Right.
Check Twitter.
I read something that people are having problems even like calling 911, which is disturbing.
Yeah, I can imagine, because if you've got AT&T like phone service, you wouldn't be able to call.
Why? I have AT&T phone service. My phone's working fine.
Not cell phone service, like home phone service.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
It's all IP?
Oh. Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Let's talk about, so there's that.
It just goes to show that if someone like did an EMP and took out the entire internet, our world would be so effed.
Yep.
You're the user group right now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. All right. So Octane wise, like, what? Tell me more about your Octane experience, and tell me what you use it for. In your day to day, what have you been using it for? Because you've been doing cinema for how long? A couple years?
Yeah, about 2.5, 3 years. Kind of quick life story, I guess. I'm from Michigan originally, and I went to school in the west side of the state. I was a graphic design student, and kind of like at night after classes, I was going home, and I had a roommate who was really into the stuff and was going into 3D. So I would just go home and see what he was working on. I remember I had a point where I was really frustrated because I was getting these assignments where it was like, come up with a tagline, and then like you'd create the supporting imagery, but 9 out of 10 times we were being told just to Google search something and then use that. Yeah. And that was like really frustrating because like, no, I want to make that. And so I think my first assignment that drew me to cinema even was, what was it? The assignment was I had to market a children's toy, but for adults. And so I had Play-Doh, and I had to figure out this way to like market Play-Doh to like a college student or something. And I ended up like buying it and trying to like sculpt it myself, like physically, and then photograph that. And I was like, well, I am horrible at photography, and I couldn't like sculpt it to what I wanted. So I was like, I guess I'll try maybe 3D. And so I downloaded like a trial of Cinema and was trying it through that. And yeah, I kind of was spoiled, I think, because shortly, I would say like a month or two after using like standard render, physical and stuff, I just jumped straight into Octane because I was like, that looks nice. I'm going to use that.
Man.
So I skipped bucket rendering. I skipped all that. Octane's really all I've known. And at times I'm a little guilty about that.
You youngins.
I know, right? Sorry.
I remember back in the day.
You and your music.
Yeah. That said, I did start with Octane on a MacBook Pro, and that was it. So I had my fair share of struggles.
Man, that was an older MacBook Pro then.
Yeah.
It had to be.
Back when it was like a 9M or something like that.
Yeah. So I had my struggles, but yeah. Now flash forward, and I like to use a lot of third-party stuff. Like I use Substance Painter a lot for most of the assets. That's actually where my favorite part of the process, I would say. And so a lot of it is like just trying to bridge consistency between Octane and Substance, and I love doing like prop development. And so one of the things I've started to do in the past year especially is build larger scenes, and what I can do with that is sort of like take a long personal project that may take a couple months to work on, but it feels fresh because I'm not treating it as like one thing that I'm building. I'm like, okay, this week I'm going to build a garbage can, and I'm going to make the garbage can look as nice as it can.
Right.
And like I'll post that, and like that's a project kind of in my eyes. Like I have like closure on that. And then you do that long enough that everything kind of just, as long as you're like thinking a few steps ahead and everything feels like it's going into the same world. I've been working, I still haven't finished it, but almost a little over a year now. I've been working on like a big New York street scene, and that's allowed me to work on like bodegas and like, like subway entrances and like all that stuff. It's just been a big playground. And so Octane, I use it like for all of that. And that's actually what I'm going to be talking about in this talk as well. I'll be demoing more of that scene. So
what's the majority of the work that you do at your job?
I would say,
like, is it motion? Is it video? Is it prints?
My title is motion designer. So with Sync, since we do so much interactive content, a lot of it's like site-based. So like I think lately we did like the new Chobani website. And so a lot of it is working kind of as a middleman between designers and developers. So most of my days actually in After Effects, where I'll be getting like a design, like a sketch file or a Photoshop file of what the site should look like. Usually what happens is if we want to really kind of push an idea or a concept with the client, and we really want to sell it in, it's very expensive to build these things out with a developer. And so I'll take those and sort of build out like a prototype, like scroll through of what it could look like in browser.
Cool. Yeah. And
so it's like, there are a lot of like small moments to like focus on of like what this like clicking behavior could look like, a lot of UI stuff. That's where a lot of my time is. The stuff that I enjoy the most, which has actually influenced my work quite a bit in interesting ways, is that I also do, when it is 3D, it's usually like interactive WebGL stuff. And so that's building like really optimized, because there's a lot of constraints for it, but like real-time interactive stuff that can play in the web browser, even on a phone. So there's a lot of limitations. So that's where I've learned a lot about like optimizing and like using Substance to like bake stuff. So you can take high poly information and bake that onto something lower, like a normals map and stuff like that. And so like that's work outside of the office, because I kind of have this like newfound understanding of like optimization and like unwrapping and all that stuff. That's more geared for interactive and real-time like game stuff, but I apply it more with like Octane and Cinema.
Right.
Yeah. That's cool, man.
Yeah, and then I get to come home and like churn out like the bigger, heavier stuff. But it's kind of like I get like 3 different worlds every day. So
what you pushing now, hardware wise?
I've been running with 2 1080 Ti's, although with the type of work that I do, I am so tempted to double up on that. I think right after I graduated college, I like made my first investment in like a proper tower, and at the time, it's done exactly what I needed to, but there were some limitations that I wasn't really aware of that I was buying into at the time. Like my motherboard can only fit 2 cards and stuff like that. So in the next year, I'll be finally, I think, making a proper 2.0 build.
Yeah.
But yeah, 21080
some
Ti.
2080s.
Yeah. I think now that the benchmarks and stuff are out, I'm a little bit more confident. You know, buyer's remorse, you got to be careful, but it sounds exciting.
I've got to find one with the rear blower. I just haven't looked yet. Like, I'm ready to pull the trigger and get it ordered. So, like, I need to find one with the rear blower. Has anybody seen a 2080 with a rear blower? I know there's one out there. I don't know.
Yeah, I think there is.
Coming out soon, right? I think that's probably where you'll find it.
Maybe it's not out yet. Yeah. And NVIDIA announced their pricing and like pre-orders for the Quadros.
Yeah. What are they? I didn't see. I'd look it up right now, but you know.
Well,
I'm in a third world country right now.
Like a poor person.
Right.
Yeah. Billy says the blowers throttle at 85 C.
Oh yeah. That's what
throttle?
someone. Yeah, like once it hits 85 degrees, it starts throttling your stuff. So from what I've heard is it might almost be worth it just to get the regular kind. I don't know.
Well, okay. But I can't stack them. I can't stack them 4 deep like that with the fans blowing on each other.
Sure you can.
Well, yeah, but then that defeats
do.
the purpose, because then they're going to hit 85C, and I'm going to have to throttle them myself before they overheat. So what's the difference?
No.
You know, the Asus Turbo Blower. I need suggestions. People like email me and let me know, because I want to pull the trigger, and maybe I just separate it. Maybe I only put the 2080 in here with a space between the 1060 for now.
Well, what are they saying speed-wise? It's like 3 to 5 times faster, right?
Yeah, from what they're saying, it's like one of those. Okay, so from the Octane bench that I saw, one 2080 Ti is equal to my 3 980 Ti's.
Yeah.
But here's what I don't get. Isn't 85C too hot anyway? I mean, I keep all my stuff. I put a ceiling on my stuff.
Mine runs around that, if I'm being honest, at full load.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, as long as if you're going any hotter than that, then you're in trouble, you know. Yeah. But from what I hear, if you keep it in between 70 and 85, you'll be all right.
Yeah, I've always heard 83, so I will actually throttle mine at 83, and then I change the curve response on my fans so that they go a little bit faster, a little bit curve where, like, if you've got, because you know the way that they're stacked in our server, the third. I don't understand why it's the third one that's the hottest instead of the top one that's the hottest, or the second to the top. But anyway, I feel like if I keep the curves so that they start a little bit earlier on the fans, then they tend to stay cooler overall in the long run, because I'm just giving a little bit more air. But these are rear blowers, and I'm throttling them out at 83 degrees anyway. So maybe it's okay. I don't understand why they throttle them. Why can't you just let me throttle them? But what I don't get is if they're throttling them at 85, what is their threshold? Do they have a higher threshold for a 2080 Ti, temperature-wise?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
We just need some voltas. And we can just stack them all we want.
Yeah, but voltas don't have the new RTX stuff.
RTX, yeah. We will soon enough.
So we got to wait for the new, well, probably won't be called Volta, but...
What about the Quadros? Like, what's the speed difference in the Quadros?
Here's the deal. But on the Quadros, it's more about the ray tracing. I just feel, I don't know if the Quadros are really like what someone with Octane wants or not.
Yeah, it's probably less consumer level.
Oh, Billy is saying on the Billy is saying on the 2080 Ti's, the blowers don't run any cooler than 85C.
All right.
Okay. I don't know what that means. What does that mean?
They're hot.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So
Run
it
'em in
probably
December.
doesn't matter. Like that's the question. Like, does it not matter if I'm stacking 4 of them?
Wait. So the blowers don't even like really go until it hits 85C? Is that what he's saying? I'm confused by the answer. I would Google this, but you know.
Right. For a single card, that's the best case scenario. Okay, Billy, I'm going to have a chat with you on Slack after the show so we can figure this out.
Billy.
Oh, Billy.
At what point? Here's a question for you guys, because I've been in this state where I'm sort of making incremental upgrades to my machine.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah,
take
same
like
here.
a freelance job or something small, and like get a little bit of side income coming in, and then like buy some new SSDs and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
at what point do you just bite the bullet and like start a new build? Is it the motherboard? Is that where you would decide?
I don't know.
That's
Yeah.
the big
Like,
deal. That's a big part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's all when I need a new computer.
Yeah.
When I need an entirely new setup in order to handle what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Actually, with this latest build, it was because my main machine was a PC, and then my secondary machine was a Mac.
Mhm.
Old school Mac Tower with 2 980 Ti's and an external power supply running both of them, and like I couldn't upgrade my Mac anymore. So
Right.
I was like, okay, I've got to get a new PC because I've got to have at least 2 machines that can run at all times.
Definitely.
Because I couldn't upgrade my Octane on the current
Right.
Mac that I was on. So
Yeah. Billy
luckily
says
I
that-
had a good majority of the stuff, so I was able to buy it for relatively cheap and incorporate that into
Yeah,
it,
exactly.
That's
the nice thing about iteratively upgrading is that like I change
Mhm.
out like the SSD and now I've got a spare one, and you kind
Yeah.
of over time build
Yeah.
up those spare parts.
Yeah.
Yeah, then you just build a whole nother computer with the spares that you've
Yeah.
got. Yeah.
Billy says that the cards are so hot that you can't cool them. Basically, the rear blower cards are going to be running ridiculously hot anyway, is what I'm gathering from that, and you might as well just stack them. I guess I'm just going to get myself the standard 2080 Ti. I have room right now. I'm only buying... I don't know. Maybe later on I'll just figure it
I
out and
don't
go from
know.
there.
Yeah.
What
Do it.
is with the 2080 Ti? What's the VRAM by default? Is it 11 as well?
Um,
I think it's
it is, 'cause
11.
the idea is that they can stack if you use the NV link stuff.
Yeah.
right.
But what I hadn't anticipated with that, and what I'm hearing now, I think, especially from like Redshift groups, is that while they do stack, you do see a performance hit if you're enabling that mode.
Why?
So that's good to know.
Oh, really?
Probably something to do with just I don't know, how the data is being transferred
Bus
across.
speed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
I
Interesting.
don't know. Fact check me on that, but
The RTX 6000 Quadro,
Mm-hmm.
it is $6,300.
yep.
Jeez.
That's
What happened to the
Limit-
5,000?
Limit 5 per customer. Okay.
All right.
That's
well,
all.
'cause these aren't consumer cards, I
Right.
feel like these
Yeah.
are for companies that are doing like big like data mining and research that
AI,
have a budget to spend.
Kubernetes.
yeah.
That's what Merc was built off of, was Quadro cards.
Yeah. 6,300.
That's not even the highest one. There was the other one that I think
Yeah.
pushed 10K, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
That's a
so.
few New York rent payments.
Right? Yeah, like 2.
Yeah. Man, I sold my car when I moved out here thinking I was gonna like have a nice runway, and that paid for my security deposit.
Oh,
So-
yeah? Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a thing.
Yep. My brother-in-law had just bought a new car right before he moved out to New York City. He had bought a new car, and then he ended up totaling it like 4 days later, and he had the gap insurance. And he's like, I'm thinking about moving to New York. I said, if you're going to do it, now's the perfect time. Do it.
Right.
You don't have a car payment. You got nothing. Just
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true. But I mean, the MTA, like public transport stuff kind of stacks up too. I mean, it's 120
Yeah.
a month. It's
Yeah, but 120 a month is your car insurance alone,
yeah.
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 versus like,
gas and
I don't know, gas it, yeah. And having to deal with parking everywhere there.
Yeah, I definitely know. I have coworkers who do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it just takes a special place in your life if you're gonna put up with that stress.
Yeah,
I definitely know that it's a
New
bad
York.
place to park from Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't miss driving. I don't. It's nice. You know, there's days where it's annoying to like the best. They're known for not being the best with that stuff, but yeah, it's kind of nice to just like go to work and like turn your brain off, listen to a podcast. I mean, you can do it with the car, but yeah, it's a little different.
Yeah. But I don't know. I feel like if I was there, I would be so much thinner because I'm in Dallas and there's no exercise here. The most exercise I get is walking up and down my flight of stairs to my office.
Yeah, I mean, I'm from Michigan originally, like I said, so like I know what you mean. The most you walk is to your driveway. Yeah, I mean that there's an element of that for sure. I mean, right now my morning commute's anywhere from like 45 minutes to an hour, and I would say about a good half hour of that or so is walking. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it can be nice. It can also
walking for 30 minutes every day.
I've got about a 15-minute walk. This part's on my end, but I've got like a 15-minute walk to get onto the train, and that's just for me picking where I wanted my apartment to be. But then after that, there's another like 15-20 minutes off the station to work. So yeah, I mean, you know, this time of year we recently moved, and so we're in a newer area that's a little bit more remote, and that's why we've got a longer walk. But we did it in the summer, and that was the best time to do it, I think, because everyone was immediately on board and like, yeah, it's great, it's beautiful out. We're gonna see come December, maybe even in a month from now. We'll see what happens. Yeah.
How long have you been in New York?
I moved out here last June, so about a year and a few months now.
Okay.
I had interned at this company that I'm at now. I had interned there as a student one summer, so a few years ago while I was a junior. So it feels like it's been a little bit longer, but yeah, like in terms of like actually being here as a permanent resident, year and a half or so.
Yeah. Where'd you go to college?
Kendall College of Art and Design, super small design school, West Michigan.
Cool, man.
Yeah. I'll reserve any sort of cynicism, but you know, a few months into student debt payments, so.
Oh man. I was just looking online. So I have been paying my student loans now for 5 or 6 years, you know, like, I don't know, it's like $30,000. I'm glad to say after 5 or 6 years, I now owe $35,000.
Oh my gosh. There was a Medium article.
You don't pay anything. Like you just keep on getting more and more money.
Man.
All the payments go towards the interests that you acquire. And so you're never actually like dipping into what you actually owe.
Yeah.
So they don't allow you to do like a double payment where you're paying one off the interest and one off the front end?
I don't know. I mean,
like you do with a house or
you can
car?
just pay. You can just pay extra.
I've had like double months.
The problem is like
extra and threw it in. But
it's. I mean, you know, me and my wife combined, we put probably $1,000 a month towards student loans. You know, it's so much money.
Yeah,
that's nuts.
And is it 1,000? Yeah, I think it's almost 1,000.
Insane.
Yeah, I mean, I'm starting like relatively light right now. I'm paying like $250 a month, I think. I'll be doing that for like 10 years, but but you know,
lucky it's only 10 years.
That's true.
I've been paying one of mine since I'm on 12 years now.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, I work with a lot of Europeans at the company, and like it's such a foreign concept to them.
Yeah.
That we have to like, you're paying for school right now? Like, aren't you? Didn't you graduate?
Yep.
You're paying for health insurance? You're alive, right?
I paid maybe a couple $1,000s for college.
Yeah. My girlfriend did something similar. She did community college, got like a lot of the prereqs out of the way, and then transferred to like, you know, pay for the real stuff.
Yeah.
See, I wish, I don't know. Part of me wishes I had done that or whatever. I will say, so I went to the Art Institute, you know, which was okay. And I went just for video, but I enjoyed the After Effects part of it once I finally learned that. But there were only 2 After Effects courses, you know. Place where I got to do a lot of stuff. Are you talking to me? What did you say?
Sorry, Skype sucks.
My potato.
The program at Art Institute, I saw it before I went to college because I actually considered them. And
it's just so expensive.
Well, I
was
was
so
accepted to UT. But it was one of those things where it was like, well, we accepted you into the business program for now, and if you want to move over to film in your junior year, you can. I was like, no, I want to be hands-on with the gear now. And so I went to community college, and it was amazing, and they had like the most amazing program at this community college for video. Like, it's one of the best in DFW, and I barely paid anything for it. And then whenever... Like, I didn't even graduate at first. Yeah. Like, I went off and got a job like a year and a half into college, and I moved and all this stuff, and I came back, finally finished my degree just to finish it. But I was already well on my way in my career at that point. But it's like, no, I want to finish this before my credits expire, and I don't have a degree.
Yeah. See, I don't regret going back to school after the Art Institute, because I went to the Art Institute, and then I was like, okay, I hate dealing with clients and going on shoots and stuff like that. Working with Dave at the time, just doing video editing and stuff like that. And so then I went back to school. I was going to learn biology. I was going to be a doctor, but, it was hard. Like, the biology stuff was cake. That was super easy. It was once I started getting into chemistry and physics and stuff where I'm like, okay, I'm a little outside my element.
That reminds me of with David Ariev. I heard
that's what I was going to say. Too.
It's like,
I mean, that guy's a genius.
He's a neurosurgeon or whatever.
Yeah. But I will say I went back and I did some additional classes like, some web design and some coding classes. Yep. And I also did some design classes, like learning design principles. And I'll say those classes helped me out a lot. Yep. Being able to learn the basic design principles will help out in video and motion graphics a ton. Mm-hmm. That's why I always say the best motion graphics artists are graphic designers.
Yeah. I mean, from my perspective, like I said, starting like majoring and graduating with a graphic design degree, I mean, it allowed me to. There was a greater emphasis on the soft skills and like developing like an eye for an aesthetic and everything. And then I took a few like digital media classes and stuff, which in my case, the program was a little. Even at the time, I knew that it was a little outdated. I think this was 2 years ago, and I was learning Flash. So, but even then, I noticed like there was a greater emphasis on like the hard skills. So I was kind of like, I realized and I saw that like spectrum that was happening, and tried to find my own balance between the two. And so a lot of it came out of like my personal work after class. But yeah, I mean, like I am grateful for having some of those experiences first, and now I'm free to like dive like deep into Octane stuff, but I still have like that trained eye, I think. And some people, you have to do that the opposite order, and I guess I count myself lucky for that.
Yeah. Yep.
Mark is saying in the chat, the Monday meeting today, I missed it because I was up super late working on my presentation.
I missed it too because I figured that if I was going to do it, I wasn't going to get any of my presentation done, and then the internet died. And
Haley, Akins, is that right? She was on this morning. She's going to be on the show next week.
Oh, cool.
She was on this morning? No, she was on last week.
On the Monday meeting?
Yeah, she was on last week.
Oh, that was last week. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, then, no, wait. Did I miss last week too?
Probably, yeah.
Oh, where have I been?
Anyway, she'll be on next week.
Okay, she's going to be on our show next week.
Yes.
Okay.
Cool.
All right, it was last week. Gosh, I'm... Okay.
I've been wanting to check out that...
I blacked out for a week.
Yeah, the contract bundle seems pretty cool.
Yeah.
She's going to...
So it's very in-depth.
She's going to talk about her contract bundaroo next week.
Bundaroo.
The bundaroo. The contractor motion designer bundaroo.
That's really cool. But yeah, the
So-
learning conversation is interesting. I think it's something that like I see popping up a lot more in the industry right now.
Hmm.
Yeah, you know, I had
What-
an interesting experience.
what I think-
Go ahead, sorry.
No, I was gonna say, like, I think what's happening now in our industry is, I don't know. I don't know a lot of people who go to school specifically for 3D
Mm-hmm.
motion graphics. You know, if they do, it's graphic designers who move into motion graphics. You know, if you're going to school for 3D, a lot of it that you're learning is either 3ds Max for like architectural visualization, or Maya for character animation and stuff like that.
Yep.
Like, I feel like they're pushing that a lot versus Cinema 4D. I think a lot of people are. This is just my own personal experience, you know, but you're learning it because graphic designers are wanting to make their graphic design move, or they're wanting, video people are jumping into After Effects and they want to, improve their titles or their text or something like that.
Mhm.
You know, I don't know. But like I said, I've got a very skewed, small view of the world because I've been in it for so long. You know, I don't know what they're
course.
teaching now.
Right.
I think
I
a
don't know where
lot
it's
of it
going.
comes down to a lot of things becoming a little bit more accessible, and that's through
Mhm.
hardware, that's through resources available. You know, I can't imagine
Yeah.
starting as a student without having Grayscale Gorilla, because that's where I started
Right.
all of my stuff, and all the others, of course, as well. Yeah, and that wasn't around that long ago.
Right. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
nowadays, you don't necessarily have to go to school in order to be a motion designer, and you can literally start from day one and just start doing tutorials, do grayscale tutorials, do video copilot tutorials. I mean, that's where I got better.
Yeah.
Was being just doing those tutorials. I would literally be laying in bed at night. My wife would be asleep and I'd be watching video copilot tutorials. And I
Mhm.
knew I was getting better when I knew which steps he was going to take after that.
Yeah.
I didn't know how he got to the final version, but I was able to follow along without actually following along on.
Mhm.
Yeah, I had a similar moment when I realized I didn't need to have my working computer and my laptop where the tutorial was at, and pause and hit play
Yeah.
and copy numbers over, and just
Yeah.
a 30-minute tutorial would be 3 hours because you're just constantly rewinding.
Yeah.
I noticed
yeah.
it was changing when I could just kind of have it on ambiently and just kind of okay, yeah, that makes sense. I'll try that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or skip all the, hey, what's up, guys? This is blah blah blah.
Hey,
For
what's up,
we've
guys?
been having a great time. And you
Make
just,
sure to
skip
like
it.
and subscribe.
Yeah. We're guilty of that. Whatever.
Yeah, we all do it. You know you like
You
it.
gotta sell yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted to mention the meetup. I don't think we mentioned the meetup.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Tuesday night?
It's
Is that
tomorrow. Jeez, it's tomorrow.
Tomorrow night. Oh my gosh.
It's
Here in New
tomorrow
York?
night. Yeah, in New
Woo!
York. So it's at Perdition.
I didn't know
I don't know the address. I'd look it up. I think it's
Oh.
off around 10th and 40 something.
Is it on the Slack?
It may be. Yeah, I mean, we mentioned it before.
Okay,
So
I'm gonna look
if
up
you guys are in the New York area, come on out to Perdition, 8 o'clock. There's going to be quite a few of us there. I even hit up Paul Bowd and I was like, hey, we're doing this meetup. He's like, okay, I'll try and make it up there. So
I'm gonna try to make it soon. missed
Mr.
that.
Worldwide will probably be there.
That's totally his new name,
Oh, no.
Mr. Worldwide. Oh, and
So-
and Mark also said, told me on the Slack here that Ryan Summers will be on the Monday meeting next week. So make
Oh,
sure you
sweet.
tune into that. That's going to be
Yeah,
fun.
that'll be good.
And
That'll be
he's
real
going to
good.
be on the show hopefully soon as well.
Yeah.
We're working on
Yeah,
our
we were
lineup.
talking to him about coming back on because we had such a good time in Chicago.
Oh, there we
like
go. 'cause
that-
Ken's in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, Perdition, 692 10th Avenue, New York,
There you go.
10019.
But yeah, Ryan's
No.
a really great guy. I just actually, while I was in Chicago as well, grabbed lunch with him, and I've done
Yeah.
the lunch hours stuff with him before, and
Yeah.
it's really cool.
Yeah, he's super cool.
Yeah.
I like him a lot.
Didn't you? Yeah, did you do the? Wait.
What?
No, that was. Who was that? No, that was Mark that did the little lunch thingy.
Yeah.
When we were up in Chicago.
Yeah.
Paul's in the chat. so he won't be able to make it.
I had no idea what you just said.
You cut out.
Oh, Paul's in the chat. He won't be able to make it.
Robinson?
Yeah. He's Send 3 Productions, right?
Yeah. Dude, Robinson, what's wrong with you, dude? But you'll be at NAB. I think he'll be at NAB because he's like actually like doing interviews and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Him and his wife.
His wife.
Couldn't resist,
all right.
could you?
I couldn't know.
Let's do some Beeple's people.
It's fun to say. Sashia.
Let's do some Beeple's people, and then we got to do Brograph recommends as well today. So
yeah.
Everybody get your Beeple viewer of choice out. I'm using.
All right, I'm gonna leave this up to you guys because I got no Beeple viewer.
Oh man!
And I can't go on anything.
What is
so? Have fun.
There's
you don't know Beeple's people?
I don't, guys. I'm sorry.
Oh man. It was a ridiculously stupid idea started a couple of years ago around SIGGRAPH. It started off with a song. And so if you listen to the show.
Do I?
No, Beeple's people came after the idea.
No. Did it?
Absolutely, because when the thing, we came up with the name Beeple's people, and then that became So anyway, the little intro tune goes to the tune of Jeepers Creepers.
Right.
But it's Beeple's people. Yeah.
Anyway, so what we do is we take a couple of Beeple's works from the past week and we kind of break them down, talk about what render engine we think we use, but then it has evolved into this gigantic long story that we have developed, and then maybe eventually we'll turn into a book.
Okay.
With Beeple's blessing.
It's assign a narrative to his images?
Yeah. We've assigned a narrative. So basically, the overall narrative is that there are many different worlds that are being terraformed. Building up all these worlds because the Facebooks and the Apples and the whatever have just completely destroyed our world that we are living on currently.
Seems consistent with his imagery. Okay.
Yeah, right.
So we have backstory.
There's big Beeple people. There's small Beeple people. There's animal Beeple people.
Shiny
people.
people.
The what? Shiny Beeple.
Yeah. So all right. So get out your Beeple viewer of choice. I like to use Twitter.
Okay.
Have fun.
And we're gonna go to. You have no way to view this, Matt, at all.
Zero.
My from your other phone, or
I was tethering. Sorry, I should probably get up on my microphone. I was tethering earlier, but then I lost the tether, and so now in order to do it, I would need to close out Skype, and then I don't want to mess up any of your screens.
Oh, I see.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Otherwise, I would have done it a while ago.
ZVerdDDEJ in the chat says, when can I join your Slack channel? I think we'll probably open that up at the beginning of November, but if you email us, brograph@brograph.com, we'll get you an invite.
Yeah.
All right, so go to October 12th, year of our Lord 2018, and we're going to go to the piece titled Black Hole.
All right.
I'll bring this up on the screen as well, so people at home can see. Black Hole. Now, I didn't realize what this was until I blew it up. These are cities. And this looks like maybe some sort of kit bash city or something to that effect. And it's going through the city. Man, this is hard, Matt, without you
Sorry.
to bounce off of.
I got nothing.
And with Aaron not knowing like how this works. So so we come up with we started doing all the render engine stuff and all of that, and kind of like we got past the render engine stuff, and now it's more about just the story in general, unless there's something very specific we want to talk about in composition or any of that.
This reminds me of, there's a video Copilot tutorial with a very similar like glyph shape that animates in. I'm wondering, no, probably not. He's probably extruding this just with his typical technique that he's demoed. I don't know. You think he's like making that shape in like Illustrator? Or just
I
splines
don't
at this
know.
point?
It may be because
Sure, we'll go with that.
I see a definite hard line that's going down the left side, which could possibly be like from a layer.
Oh,
Like
it's
an
it probably
accident.
makes it like a linear thing and then just wraps it to get the full sphere.
Well, I see on the left side, if you blow it up, there's actually kind of a hard line that looks like maybe came from a layer or something.
Okay.
And so this might be placed on top, especially when you look at the particles. I think, you know what? I think it's the particles.
Yeah.
That's right where the particles end.
This
And,
looks like something J.J. Abrams would like.
He's going to see me on Friday and be like, on Friday and be like, damn it, you called me out.
Funny.
So, as far as the storyline, though, this is a city with a black hole in it. And so here's my theory. We talk about the orbs, and all the orbs that you see are passages into other
worlds.
other worlds,
Yeah.
whatever they are.
The other
I feel like
planets.
a black hole might actually be obviously accidental because it's going into the city like this. I'm trying to think of what this would look like from the front.
I think it would just be black
couldn't
hole.
see the black hole from the front. Well, yeah, but you can't see this black hole. It's not really a black hole. It's a white hole,
Okay.
and it's made up of like different elements. So I'm almost thinking that this is either accidental or it's some sort of portal to one of those worlds that ended up somehow in the middle of the city.
You know, I gotta say, I'm finally experiencing this from the way the listeners have it.
Right.
And this is a really a shitty segment.
But the people at home can follow along. The people at home can look it up and see it. That's the thing. You just take out your phone real quick and look at the photo.
Oh man.
AT&T is stifling your ability to be
Right.
What's his name? There's another artist, not 3D, but Simon's. Is it Stalenhag? Does that sound familiar?
I don't know.
Stalenhag, yeah, he's
Yeah.
a Swedish artist. You should look up his stuff. He's he does this really interesting like 80s, 90s like alternate reality US like Americana type stuff. But
That's
he
cool.
posts these like really great images. I'm sure you've seen some of the images before. But I think he assigns narratives to it. So he actually sells these books where there's like a narrative written component to it, as well as the imagery, and then he even like composes soundtracks for each book.
Wow.
So there's this whole like immersive, like cross media experience that you get with the stuff. It's really interesting.
Simon Stalenhag?
Yeah.
Simon Stalenhag.
I
Let's see
think
what we
1A,
get here.
but yeah, it should.
Oh, 1A. All right. Okay. All right. I'm looking up some of his stuff on the Google image searches.
Yeah. It's made out of this stuff now too. Yeah, it's crazy stuff. Actually, is it Amazon? Someone just bought the licensing rights. They're going to start making a live action show about this universe that he's created.
Nice.
That's
See,
cool.
that's what I'm trying to do with the Beeple thing.
Yeah, there you go. You got to make a board game, the People board game.
The Beeple board game.
Are you one of
Yeah.
people's people?
Yeah.
You have to roll
Yeah,
the
these are
die to figure out
cool.
which deformer you're going to use for the day.
Yeah, I am pretty sure that I've seen some of these before. Yeah, these are really great. But he's kind of doing that same thing with like animal machines,
Yeah.
but kind of in a different way. They just look like animals. Like it looks like a snail, but it's like some sort of like wire spool for the shell.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and the soundtracks are really great too. Like if you're just like looking for something ambient to listen to, it's very like Blade Runner-esque from like the original films. There's some like funky jazz things thrown into it, and it's nice.
Okay, I remember this one. The two kids, and one of them looks like he's controlling a robot in a field. I'm pretty sure I remember seeing that.
There's been some really great 3D adaptions of this stuff too. Even like I've seen like Unreal, like real-time demos influenced from the work, and it's pretty cool stuff.
There needs to be like a name for it or something.
For his
for his technique and style.
Yeah.
We'll just call it Stalenhagen.
Probably. Probably exists. It's funny.
That's really good. All right, well, let's go to the next one. This is October 13th, Pre-Dawn Humanity.
All right, I'll pull this up.
Sage says Simon Stollenhag was a reference for the Great Sea. I really wanted to do that version of it.
Ah, the Great Sea.
The Great Sea. Yar. Rated R.
I like
so-
what you did there.
Pre-Dawn Humanity. Okay, I got to think about this title for a second, even though I'm probably putting more thought into it than I should be.
How do you think he names this stuff?
Oh, I know how he names this stuff. I don't know. It's- he just throws a name out there.
I feel like I would use like Spotify. Like whatever I was listening to while I was working, that's where like the title would come from.
Some of the stuff you can tell. On the
Yeah.
next one, you'll be able to tell. But the thing is, if you got to go listen to the episode of the podcast that he was on,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and you'll really understand like
Okay.
how he's like whatever, and then people just like look into it like, what were you feeling when you created this? You know, like
Yeah.
this whole they're trying to get all
Aw.
deep, and he was like,
Yeah, I'm aware of his persona.
you know, he's like, I'm just trying to get this thing out the door so I can, you know,
I got a kid.
Yeah.
kids running around, cussing like a sailor, and
Mhm.
I don't know, I was just trying to get it done. I just learned spheres yesterday.
Okay, so what's the narrative here?
Okay, the narrative here, pre-dawn humanity. Okay, you could take that two ways. It could be because it's almost dawn, and this is something about humanity, or it could be like
That was the
before
most
humanity.
literal translation. I'm sorry.
Or it could be like, yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. It could be either the literal translation, or it's like saying like before humanity.
Those like Lord of the Rings vibes, where like Lord of the Rings looks like it's a medieval thing, but it actually takes place in the future.
Right.
Wait, Lord of the Rings doesn't take place in the future.
I'm gonna make so many people angry if I'm wrong here, but I swear to God that
Not the future,
time-
but it's an alternate dimension.
Is that what
right?
it is? Okay.
Yeah, dude. It's
It's
Middle
not
Earth.
on the,
Guys,
yeah,
the,
but it's not.
the years. Okay, we're gonna look this up.
It's fantasy. I mean, it's
I
like,
No,
I made a lot
it's
of
a whole
people mad
nother.
at me.
Is Game of Thrones set in
No.
the Earth? I don't know
that's
this.
it's not.
Yeah, it's a
That's the
whole
thing.
nother world, right?
Right.
Is
Yeah.
Star Wars set? No, that was a long time ago in a
In
galaxy,
a galaxy
far away.
far, far away. Right.
Right.
But it's still technically before Earth. I mean, so it's pre-human. So okay. So no, there we go.
Oh, did someone correct this?
Billy says Lord of the Rings takes place in a galaxy far, far away. But
Yep.
here's the thing: just like Star Wars, this could be pre-dawn humanity, because this is another civilization before humanity.
Okay.
Which leads to my question, because you could kind of see not Earth. You could kind of see something that could be the moon in the background, but you don't know, or another planet. Is this a civilization that happened before humans, and does this have something to do with the search for new planets to terraform in the future? So, like, is this a prequel to humanity?
I
See,
feel like this is the reality where Elon Musk discovers how to time travel, goes back before humankind, builds this, and this is what we're seeing.
and then leaves it waiting for us for later.
There you go.
Right.
Thanks, Elon.
Thanks, Elon. All right. I don't know. I don't have anything else on that one. The problem is we only had like 3 days between shows, so there's only like 3
Yeah,
renders
that's right.
to look at
Oh, is this like a big segment? You guys do this? You guys do it through the whole week?
Every week.
every week.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, every week.
But we always pick 3, but
Okay.
we didn't have much to pick from. So usually I wouldn't have picked that one because I didn't have much to say about it.
Yeah.
Now this one is an example of something that's probably not in the timeline. This is October 14th, and this is called Los Angeles. And there's the figure, which looks, which you say every week, Matt. I think that's the 3D render of Beeple,
Yeah,
But
it
he
is. I promise you it
definitely-
is.
He's got khakis on, so that's a start. And
does he look like an accountant?
but he said Los Angeles. I'm betting you anything. He's already in Los Angeles right now.
Yeah.
He's getting ready for the big Beeple party, and he's in LA, and so he did this render in his hotel room or somewhere in Los Angeles, and he calls it Los, because that's what he does when he travels.
Yeah.
He breaks away from the timeline, and he does something related to where he is on the planet. So he's in Los Angeles. There's a big boulder that looks slightly volcanic exploding out of the ground in front of him as he watches. And the palm trees are kind of moving to the side and glowing. So again, this wouldn't be on the timeline. I think this is one of the personal people. There's only a handful of them.
Okay.
Maybe like 20 renders that he's done that are kind of like, oh, he's in Paris or he's in China, or you know what I mean?
I have a question first. Is Mike actually putting in this timeline, and is he aware of these narrative elements? Is there a cohesive story
He is
here?
very aware of the narrative elements.
Very aware. He
Or
listens to the show.
You guys assigned this, though.
This is our timeline. Yes.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
But the thing is that people in the Slack and other people who have been on the show, we've all come up, we've taken some of the dates and the numbers. I have an entire timeline of all the ones with the dates on it and what they mean and how some of the different people are different characters and like with lines drawing to them and all sorts of stuff, you know, like Beautiful Mind style.
Actually, right behind him, if he moved his camera, you would see a big, cork board with renders and, strings connecting
like the,
other
It's
strings.
Always Sunny in Philadelphia thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Billy says life influences art. And we've swore up and down before that there's been little hints of something that like have come back from the show back into his stuff. We don't know if it's true or not, but we like to think that it maybe does a little bit. We call it Beepleception.
What would you guys do if he just went incredibly off-brand for one of these and was just like, he was in Paris and he just like rendered out like himself like drinking a glass of red wine on the street?
Oh, one of my favorites that he's done was called like Sick or something, and it was just like a giant pile of turds. Yeah. It was so good.
I'll see if I can find it.
It's honest, because that's like the thing everyone's thinking is like, you do this every day for so long, like everyone has those shit days, and so like what do you do about that?
Let's see if I can find it. Was it called Sick?
Yeah, I think it was called Sick.
There's probably a few F words thrown in there too, but no.
Yeah.
Gosh, you just typed
only 12.
Yeah. It was a conservative day for him.
This is going to be so hard to find. I'm never going to be able to find it. I found like a pile of turds, but it's like a real old one, I think. What did it look like? What did it look like?
It was like a bunch of random crap inside a pile of turds, I believe.
Was there a person in it? Was there a beeple in the turds?
There might have been. I don't know.
Yeah, it's too hard for me to even. But yeah, I do remember that one.
Mm-hmm. I wonder what would happen if you took like an AI and you just fed it people.
Oh, that's such a good idea.
That is an amazing. Can we get that going? Is there somebody that knows how we could get an engine for that going?
I would be curious about what you'd get back.
You know what? That's probably what he's doing now. Mm-hmm. He's taking all 10 years worth of work and just hitting his AI, people created Merc to do his dailies.
The narrative here. That's the narrative.
Oh, man.
Kubernetes is actually making the renders.
That's so good. Dude, an AI, to create people renders.
It's pretty
like
good.
Not even just a plug-in to create renders, but like feed it tons of people artwork and then it randomly comes up with its own.
The Beeple Dream Generator.
Oh, I like that.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I need to look into this AI stuff.
Yeah, that's a good revelation.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's like, turns out it was Brad Pitt the whole time. It's just like, that's a pretty good revelation. So,
yeah.
All right, let's move to our next segment, Brograph Recommends, and we want to hear your favorite thing. Number 1, movie. What is your favorite movie?
Do you just want to go first? Or is this?
No, we already know this.
You.
People know this about us. It's all you.
Every week. Well, I already mentioned Whiplash, so that's kind of an easy answer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Other easy answers, though, would be like Blade Runner and Dunkirk, like the hyper-immersive films. I think are always really good.
You like the new
Okay.
Blade Runner?
Yeah, so I actually hadn't seen the original until I went and saw. I knew I was good. I didn't. I needed to see the original first. So the day before I went and saw the new one, I saw the original, and I was surprised at how well that held up. I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. Like same with me. Like I hadn't seen the old version, until the new version came out, and I watched it for the first time, and I was like, okay, well now I'm getting all these Octane renders. I understand it now.
Yeah. All the ArcElect feed that you were getting. Yeah. Yeah, but those are some good picks, I think.
How about music? And I'll preface this by saying, if you listen to different music while you work, as opposed to your day-to-day, tell us what the difference is.
I think it's different with music. It's different with what I'm doing, and time of day. So there's a few different factors. I listen to a lot of stuff though. Like go-to answer would be there's a band or composer called it goes by the name Survive, and that is the composer. Actually, it's two guys. I'm blanking on the names, Kyle and something. They're the composers behind like Stranger Things. So it's a lot of like heavy, like deep synth stuff, but they have like their own. It's a little bit more aggressive, I would say, but it's called Survive, and that's great for like late night, like trying to like have that second wind or second breath kind of come up with energy.
Is it pretty driving? Like if I have to do that kind of second wind type thing, I get more dubsteppy than EDM or chill hop. Is it kind of like one of those things where it helps keep you motivated and going?
Yeah, it keeps me going. It's probably less aggressive than as something like dubstep, but it's I mean, if you like Stranger Things, it's similar to that. It's more just like setting an atmosphere, I think, in the room, especially like I don't know, when I hear that I think of like dark room being lit by a computer. During the day, more like, especially like in the morning, I usually start with like softer, like kind of get away from like electronic stuff and more like with a guitar or maybe some lo-fi, which is like kind of like piano stuff, I guess you'd say. I don't know. There's a nice beat to it, kind of coffee shop music. Yeah, it just kind of depends on the day. The other thing I've been doing a lot more lately is actually listening to just like soundtracks from like films and shows and stuff like that. Those are really good kind of like things to like just kind of like take up space.
Have in the background.
Have in the background. So yeah.
I was come up in my dingus. It won't pull up the band. It only shows my browser for some reason.
Oh, weird.
So, oh well, that's okay.
Another really good thing about what I like about working like full time at a playlist that can just be played. So like every few hours. Usually like every week I kind of have like a Discover playlist just from The Office, which is kind of nice. But yeah.
TV show.
Say it again. We didn't hear you.
TV show.
TV show. Okay. I'm not going to be able to give you my all-time favorite, but the last one that I watched that I really enjoyed was called Maniac on Netflix.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, so good.
Yeah. It is good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really
Jonah Hill and Emma Stone.
Emma Stone, yeah.
And a few others.
Oh my gosh. When Jonah Hill is doing Snorri. Yeah. I'm Snorri. Oh my gosh. So good. Yeah. Like it's like a that movie it's like a dark comedy, you know?
Yeah.
It was so good.
You're right, that's a good way of putting it, because I like how there's obviously like Black Mirror-esque vibes happening.
Yeah.
But I like that this enter the third act, it really kind of took a step back and almost like became a little bit more lighthearted, I would say. Like the story stuff was like, rather than it being like super serious, like thriller by the end, it was kind of like a balancing act. So it became less about like the big bad guy at the end and more about like what I kind of took away from it is like just this exploration of like what it means to have like connection in your life. There was just a lot of like, you know, some people needed a human connection to process their own like demons, and some people needed it to process like someone else's and stuff like that. I don't know. It was interesting.
Yeah.
Emma Stone was so good in that. Like she is such a good actress. Like,
it would have been a fun show, I feel like, to work on, because you get to like really expand your palette. Every episode's like, oh, we're like an 80s like Long Island.
Yeah. I loved when they did the fantasy one.
Yeah.
And she kind of like comes to the realization of where she was, and she's like, oh, fantasy. I hate fantasy.
Yeah.
You know, it's so good. It's so good.
My favorite thing about the show was the aesthetic for it. How they like refitted all of this like advanced technology with this like Soviet war era like 80s tech.
Did a great job too. She was awesome. Yeah.
But so actually, to like tie that in with the last question as well, the soundtrack for that was actually really good and kind of a defining thing, I think, for setting the mood and like the tone of the show. So that's been something that I've been like in my morning commutes. Like, actually, I don't listen to it when I work very often, but like during my morning commute in New York, most of that show was actually shot in New York. I've been listening to like the soundtrack as I walk. So.
Yeah. I love Rick Bogus's comment. He said we watched it last Saturday in one go. Does anyone else think Jonah Hill was doing a semi-Sandler impression?
Yeah.
That's what I said on the show last week. I said, when did he become Adam Sandler? When did Jonah Hill become Adam Sandler?
It's just because he lost all that weight and he kind of looks like Adam Sandler.
But then with the mullet and like his accent and everything in that one episode with like the curly mullet, he was.
I don't know. Like you guys keep talking about that.
Adam Sandler.
I don't see it. To me, Adam Sandler is kind of over the top and stuff like that. You know, Jonah Hill. I didn't feel like at any point Jonah Hill was trying to be over the top funny.
It didn't jump up. Maybe the Snorri character was the only one for me that felt like leaning into that more. But I never, if I'm being honest, like Adam Sandler didn't cross my mind when that was fun.
No, he wasn't trying to be Adam Sandler funny. He was trying to be Adam Sandler serious New York guy.
I guess I haven't seen too many serious Adam Sandler films. What do you?
But then with the mullet,
there are.
Adam Sandler has attempted to do some serious films.
Punch Drunk Love was great. I loved that one. I thought it was great.
The Gobbler, something like that.
Oh, the Cobbler. That was kind of.
I haven't seen it. I've just seen the thumbnail.
I don't know why anyone would think it was a serious movie. I thought it was fun. It was a comedy. Whatever.
He was talking like this in me.
Yeah, he wasn't doing that.
It wasn't that kind of Adam Sandler. It was just like the accent and the look and the curly mullet.
Yeah, well, it's the 80s.
Right.
Didn't you have a mullet in the 80s? I know I did.
I did not have a mullet or curly hair. Thank you very much.
Totally had a mullet in the 80s. I guess I was the only kid who had a mullet.
Yeah, but where were you living?
Here? In Dallas? Yeah.
Dude, I had Chili Bowl like everybody else.
No, dude, this was like right before the Chili Bowl. Like you went from having a mullet, then
I had
moving
the Chili Bowl in
into the Chili
'85,
Bowl.
dog.
Dude, then you were way ahead of your time.
I was ahead of my time. Actually, sometimes.
Aaron, how old are you? You weren't even around for the mullet phase.
I think I was still 10 years from being born, I think.
Oh, geez.
23, so sorry, guys.
Whoops.
Oh, man. So that puts you, you're a 90s kid.
95.
Yeah. Jeez. 95.
You're one of them millenniums, aren't you?
I remember Modem, so I have that going.
I remember Modem.
Barely.
I remember Modem. Show title. Let me just write that down.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That's the name of my NAB talk. I remember Modem.
Okay. I like that.
The show title will say, I remember Modem, and I'll have a picture of your ghetto rigged iPhone.
Yep.
All right. There we go.
That is so funny. 95. I was 15 years old. Mm-hmm. I know exactly where I was.
Yeah?
Yeah. What's your birthday?
July 29th.
Okay,
July. We're getting to the day. We're getting that specific. You're gonna give a calendar?
I don't know.
I thought you were slightly younger than me.
Brent Kavanaugh. I keep all my calendars.
All your art.
Come on, political humor. No.
I got it.
Yeah. Anyway, no, I don't know where I was at.
Yeah.
Okay. Favorite podcast. This one.
No.
Does everyone do that?
Everyone says that. You think so original. Saying how much you love us.
Yeah, I told Dirty.
Thank you. I love you.
I listen to a lot of. I've got a pretty big playlist, I think, that I cycle through. A lot of Gimlet Media. So that's stuff like Startup, which is a really cool podcast that started. It was very meta. It started as the stories that there's this guy who left. I can't remember the name of it, but like a very pronounced podcast. He left that to start his own company, and he wanted to become like a record label for podcasts. And so what he did for his very first podcast was record himself during that process of trying to start this company. And so that's what Startup comes from. It's very meta because it's like a recording of him trying to make a show. And that got really successful. 2 years, 2 seasons of it, like doing that, and then that started Gimlet. And now Gimlet puts out like 10 to 20 probably different shows. I listen to like 3 or 4 of them pretty consistently. And they range from everything from like crime stuff to like internet culture and a little bit of everything. Yeah, mostly in the realm of like business or like crime stuff like that. But I listen to a few like more industry related stuff too. Like Grayscale Gorilla has a show, you guys, and then Pro Video Podcast. I've listened to. Yeah.
See, I know you haven't listened to ours. You can't be your favorite because you didn't know People's People.
Busted.
Yeah.
Busted. Man, there's a lot of people on this network. I'm looking at it right now. Wow.
Wish I could.
Still no interwebs, huh?
Nope.
Man, I bet there's.
And I got 15 minutes till I gotta leave. Gotta go get my kid.
You got a heart out.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's finish it up. All right. Headphones. Who are you wearing?
I am wearing Audio Technica. What is this? I had to write it down. ATH M50X. I think it's a pretty standard, not too expensive. It was like 100, 150. But good quality. It's nice. The newest model too. I had to get a replacement once, but this one actually has like a separate cord. So the first one I had was wired in, and if it broke, then you had to get a whole new kit. But now there's less of a chance of something breaking that you can't replace.
That's nice.
Tokyo Megaplex said, "Why aren't you at work?"
Yeah, I saw that. I'm busted. No, I'm working from home today, and this is part of the deal.
Favorite website, or if not, maybe like Chrome extension, either or.
Cool.
That's your go-to in your internet browser of choice.
Okay, so cool internet browser choice, Chrome. Cool web experience that I would encourage everyone to check out is called astronaut.io. I want to make sure it's still actually a thing. This is a really, really cool idea. When you go to it, let me load it in just to make sure.
I miss the internet. What was it like?
Oh, that's what that drone was for, yeah. Okay, so astronaut.io, yeah, it's still a thing. What happens is you go to the site, and once you hit go and you load it in, what it's going to do is this like bot, somehow it's like scanning YouTube videos that have like 0 views.
Oh, 0 views. Yeah, I've heard of this.
And so what you do is you connect, and the idea is that you are kind of like a nomad, and you're the first person out there to watch this video that you're seeing.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
So it's just this
I like
really cool playlist of super random, weird, like if aliens discover Earth and they come here, this is what we should show them. It's just the weirdest like spectrum of you never know what you're gonna get. But every like 5 seconds it cycles to the next video, and it's kind of mesmerizing to just sit there and like watch this happen.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna have to check that out after the show. And then lastly, your favorite life hack.
Favorite life hack. Okay, so I am a full-time employee, so I haven't had to like try freelancing from home or anything just yet. I've had like my days where I work from home, but one thing I found, like even on the weekends if I want to work, is I've tried as much as I can to develop routines that help me kind of like carve out different mental spaces for projects and stuff like that. So like if I'm going to work on the weekends, the first thing I have to do, whether it's in New York or Michigan or whatever, I have to go for a walk. I have to commute to work. Even if it's from my bedroom to my desk out here in the family room, like I need to commute somewhere. So it's like going to get a walking to like grab a coffee or whatever. That's like a big thing. And then I also try to, this was huge for me in college. I don't do it as much anymore, but I've been doing it for getting ready for this talk this week, is I have like a special playlist of like classical music and like very specific songs that I've like almost like brainwashed myself to use. And like, I only listen to them when I need to, like, I used to do it like when I was like studying flashcards for like art history exams and stuff like that. And it's like being in like, once you hear that song playing, it's just like I'm in like this other zone. And it works really well. It takes a lot of dedication to kind of like train yourself mentally to get into that space. But like, I seriously, I have a playlist. Like,
you're Pavlov dogging yourself.
Yeah. I'm like,
What's going to be real bad is when you're walking around somewhere and you hear that music and then you just become like kind of catatonic.
It has happened one time because I listened like again to classical music and I went and like grabbed sushi somewhere for lunch one day and it was like, oh no, and it was just really weird. I couldn't like eat very well. It was interesting. But yeah, those are my life hacks. Just like
I like it.
Developing routines. Yeah.
Cool. All right, that's it. That's all of the recommends.
Awesome.
We're done. We got a show.
That's a great show.
Yeah. Let's wait for your internet to come back so you can actually send it to me and I can post it.
Oh, geez. Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
Mm-hmm. You might have to put it on your laptop or something for me.
Yeah, but what I was just thinking was like, oh, I could just run over to Starbucks, but then like they use AT&T for all their internet.
There's no escape.
Oh, no, they use Google now.
Do they?
Or
Google?
Wait, Google. No.
There's no way they use Google.
No, but Google's on all their things. If you have good, no, I don't know. Is it AT&T?
Pretty sure it's AT&T. Yeah.
Are you guys in the same area?
We're about an hour away from each other, but we are both affected by it.
Yeah.
But he has different internet service provider.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Wow. Okay. Well, maybe you can find some internet somewhere.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, if it's only like a gig or whatever, I could probably just use my. I guarantee you, I could get it to Dropbox.
Well, you have your
using my phone.
You're bringing your laptop with you to New York, right? Because we're using yours as the presentation computer.
Yeah, are you bringing yours too?
I'm bringing mine, but mine is not doing well.
Oh, jeez.
Not only is it not doing well, and like I've been having the Windows issues with it, and like weird errors and stuff, but the battery is starting to expand to the point where all the screws have come out of the bottom of it, and it's starting to open up.
Oh no!
Yeah, you need to get that taken care of like ASAP.
I know.
And get your other computer up and running.
Well,
before
the other
you
one's
lose
up
everything.
and running. The other one's up and running. It's fine. It's just that I've been waiting to get back from New York so I can set up my desk all tidy how I want it and everything.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, all right, little computer, little guy, hang on there, little buddy.
I'm borrowing
for a little bit longer.
From my office. For the talk. I'm borrowing a Asus Predator. It's this like military grade. You have to put asterisk next to the word portable for it because it's
it's like funny. Alienware.
It borderline matches what my tower has in it. So
dude, I used to carry around this like 17-inch Alienware computer, and it was the biggest, heaviest monstrosity you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah.
That's
fine. It weighed like 17 pounds.
That's what this is like. Yeah, but I'm going to be using it, so we can. Octane will be chirping with it.
There you go.
Cool.
All right. Well, we're going to get out of here. You can rate us on iTunes, leave a review. It helps get our ratings up, and so does subscribing to the show on your podcatcher of choice. You can sign up for our newsletter on our site. You can say you've been there, done that, got the T-shirt with the No Brograph, No Mograph tee, the Paul Battlefield, the Bab 2020 shirt, soon to possibly be the Mr. Worldwide shirt, the limited edition Gate and D. Simone shirt, which is still out there. Still limited, though, after all these years. The, what else did I forget? Render Things shirt, the Render Things shirt and hoodie, and soon to be a long sleeve tee as well. And all the secret shirts.
Secret shirts. We got a ton of secret shirts on the Slack.
Yeah.
I saw it. G-Rant.
Did you pin those? Do we have a t-shirt thread? They're pinned, right? So
they're all pinned. Yes.
Okay, good.
So you can just look at the pinned ones. I saw G-Rant bought a MoGraph shirt. That's good to know.
Oh, MoGraph
Feels
shirt.
Good.
Nice. You got a MoGraph shirt. I saw that Billy was wearing his
Node Commander shirt.
The red one with the white lettering. That's nice.
Yeah,
you got the Octane Jesus shirt. You got the Beeples, the awful Beeple shirt.
I don't have those up. Did you put those up?
You don't have that? Okay.
No,
I'll need
because
to
I
add
never
that.
had those. You'll need to put those up.
Wait, so the Beeple and the Octane Jesus?
Beeple and Octane Jesus are not there because those are on
Oh.
your account. I only put the
Okay.
ones that I have on my
All
account.
right, I gotta grab those because if you don't print a shirt like every 3 months, they disappear and you gotta re-upload them.
Oh, really?
So I'll make sure to do that. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Is that all of it? Merch.amazon.com. I'll have to go check it
Yeah.
out. Do we? There's a Raid Zero shirt we could probably post somewhere.
Yeah.
Is that in
Yeah.
there?
That is in there. Yeah.
That
Bill,
is in
Bill
there.
was in earlier here, at least. I don't know if he's still here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me go. Okay, let me look. We got Raid Zero. I got Node Commander. Oh, there's the.
And all of these are like dirt cheap. We make zero money off of
no,
them.
we put like the lowest on it or whatever.
Oh, jeez.
There's the Follow Me shirt that we gave to.
Oh, did you put that up
Matthias.
there?
I mean, I need to, but it says Follow
no,
Me.
that's
and it's
Matthias
silhouette of
only.
Matthias
That's Matthias
okay.
only.
Okay, so
See, don't put
Octane
the Max
Jesus-
on Rick one up there either, because
Well,
that's
here's
only for
the
Max
thing.
on Rick.
But anybody named Rick is gonna buy one.
Maybe.
Rick Bogus
Yes,
has
but
one.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Whatever.
The
Okay.
People's People shirt is so bad.
It's
Uh,
so terrible.
It's so bad.
Go.
I will post Octane Jesus, Max on Rick, and Beeple's People.
All right.
All right.
These are
in
just
case
random
someone wants
t-shirts.
Max on. Well, David Ariev has a Max on Rick shirt.
Yeah, he does. That's true.
Yeah, it's an ode to Max on Rick.
Okay.
See, it doesn't. You don't have to be Rick. So.
All right.
All right.
Just in spirit.
All right.
Right.
Aaron, where can you find you?
Where can
I'm
people find
on
you?
A little bit
Where
of
do you
everything.
find yourself? Where can you? How do
Twitter.
you Google yourself?
How do I Google myself? Yeah, I'm on everything. Twitter. I don't have like a snazzy handle. It's just Aaron Covrat.
You have a website?
Yeah, I have a website, aaroncovrat.com. Instagram. Don't really post on Facebook, but I've got Vimeo as well. Behance. All the fixins.
Cool.
All the fixes. Cool. All right, cool. Does it start with like some power lines? Yeah, some power lines going by.
Oh, you know it. I just
Right.
for this talk edited like a reel together, so I've got that out there.
Are
That's
these
probably the best
winners?
thing.
Yes.
Awesome,
Right?
dude.
Thanks, fam.
That
Yeah.
first one that reminds me of the Michelle Gondry Chemical Brothers video.
Which one?
The Michelle Gondry Chemical Brothers video where it's in the train. Just
I don't
Google
remember.
it, Matt, on your internet.
Yeah. All right. I will as soon as we get off Skype.
Okay. All right. Well, that wraps it up. Hopefully, we'll see some of y'all out in New York at the meetups
Yep.
or in LA at the meetups.
Or DFWC4D, November 15th.
With Barton and Penny and Chad Ashley. That's going to be amazing. So, hope to see you there. And you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, of course, YouTube, Brograph.com. And we're going to get out of here.
Thanks, guys.
Till next week, I'm Dave.
And I'm Matt.
I'm Aaron.
Have a good one.
Later, bros.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
We're still live. We're still live. We are still live until I give everybody the green light. So don't reveal your
Oh, I have so
registration.
much to do. Nothing like a 2-hour podcast right in the middle of the day, right?
Every Monday.
Is this
Every
episode
day.
154?
54.
All right, I'm saving. It's like 1.2 gigabytes.